already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't gotta. Yeah, y'all should know the rest. I know. We started a little bit late, but we here. We had little differences going on, but we made it. I know my hair looking kind of crazy. I'm glad I got this black wall because it's kind of blanded out, but I need to do something with this, man. It's looking crazy. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's real talk with the poetry. Poets for poets. Like, apologize for the stumbling button. I was in the process of eating at the same time, so apologize. But yeah, we here. We got some hot topics to talk about. I'm waiting for the poet to come up, and see what we're gonna get into. But yeah, I got one poet that's coming up. It's Fanny Human. Fanny Human. Look, I don't got my sound effects today. I switched machines today, so I can't do my applause. But I'm gonna bring them up. It's Fanny Human. Hey, what's going on? Oh, it took y'all. Hold on. I gotta
Saying I'm
just.
backstage.
Oh, here we go. What's up with it?
Oh man, living the dream, living the dream.
So, how was your move, man?
And it was straight, man. It was real smooth. No,
Mm.
the process beforehand was stressful, but the actual move and everything was real smooth. So
Okay. So, how long did it take you?
the drive,
Mm.
it was about 8 hours.
Mm. A shift, just a shift. Any lunch breaks in between?
Just gas, man. Just gas. That's all.
All right. Hey, man, we got two people in the building. I gotta bring these ladies up. Look, sorry I ain't got the sound effects today. I switched machines to
Hey
see
TK,
which
cut your mic
audio.
up a little bit.
You said what?
Cut your mic up a little bit.
Okay. How about that? Is it good?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Look, I switched machines, so I'm trying to see which audio is better. But I'm gonna bring up these two stars of the poetry life. Exclusive. And did it done. Bringing them up live stream for you to talk about it.
Hey, Ben.
What it
Hey,
do?
Finn.
Happy
Man,
Sunday. I can't hardly hear you either, TK.
TK,
Nah,
you had to cut your mic up. I thought it was my phone. It's you, my.
Uh-uh. I did too until you said something.
can y'all hear me
it's
now?
you, Brad. It's you, buddy.
Can y'all
You
hear me
still
now?
low. Nah, you low.
Oh, let me see.
It was
What's up?
good with y'all.
Can y'all hear me?
Nothing
Can
much,
you hear me
man.
now? Can
Missed
you hear
you,
me
bro.
now?
Right.
You go.
We missed you.
A little bit better, but it can still be louder. We're still louder than you.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Hello, testing. Can you hear me now?
Better.
Still low.
Still low. I might switch to. Go ahead and just get it started while I get this audio fixed, man.
I can hear you now. It sounds good to me there.
Hey, Miss April.
Oh, April in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, April in the chat was good.
So
Y'all,
is my audio
you
good? Is
it's
it
a
still good? It's
playoffs.
still low.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Is it good? Or is it still low?
I can hear you better, but I can't hear you the way I'm used to hearing you. You're definitely
Oh,
not in Dolby surround sound.
Which
okay.
tell you the
Oh,
truth, the way you've been talking recklessly, we probably don't need to hear you loud and clear like that, my guy.
Hold
You
on.
probably need to be on the mute side of things.
Let me switch back to my
Yeah,
device because I don't
oh,
like the shade.
yeah.
Hold
Oh,
on
Yeah.
one second.
I mean,
Let me
you
exit the stage. Let me get this right
stay
real
over
quick.
there
for sure.
quiet.
Oh,
That's yeah,
exit stage. Oh, we back?
exit stage.
We're back.
Ghost.
Oh,
I know the playoffs on right now. Probably right now. Right.
man, the Nuggets got squad.
Snap.
Nuggets do it. Nuggets got it already. From game one, I was like, I thought I had Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy gonna get that ring this year. Nah, buddy.
Jimmy,
No.
he's something special though, man. The way he get that team behind him, man. He makes everybody on his team play better.
That's
Whenever whenever he's in that zone for whatever, I can't even explain it. It's just like everybody plays better when he's in that zone, and it makes the other team play worse. But but Denver, man, they just got that squad.
They're just playing beautiful at this point. Like what? Freaking Jokic had a triple double in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I turned the TV off. I was done. Oh, this is it. They're gonna sweep them. They got the ring already, ready for Jokic in the bag. So I'm done.
How was the move, Finn?
Yeah.
I mean, it was smooth. It was smooth. It was
Okay. We got you at a different angle, almost a different background. You done moved states, and you still got the same backdrop.
Facts.
From the same angle.
We get the like.
It looked like you ain't do nothing but just nothing,
bro. You know, real
we need a little sign that says "Welcome to Florida," because other than that,
you know what you get what you get with me. That's just what it is.
And I appreciate the consistency, Finn. Finn, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this question offline. I don't even know what the hell your real name is.
It's Phineas, right?
It is Phineas.
Government, my fault.
I mean, that's on his Facebook, so that's not like
right.
But that is your real first name?
That is my real name, Phineas.
Oh, okay. I thought that was still, you know what I mean?
Nah.
I was like, you know what? I don't even think I know Finn's real.
That's the name I was born with.
All right, bet.
Man. Cool. That's your government.
That's the government.
I used to use my government all the time, Adonis, but my cousin told me to use the Don when I was coming up with names.
I talked to your girl Janice today too. In a poetry life, like I created a little chat off that post that I made earlier today.
Okay.
And so she hopped in for a little bit. Shout out to Miss Janice.
Shout out.
We had a good little couple lines of conversation, and so I'm definitely looking forward to her.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm
actually gonna be just meeting her for the first time as well. I just got referred to her through a friend, and she was like, "Look, she looking to get into some poetry. You know, some platforms and some places." I'm like, "Hey, Poetry After Dark is tonight."
No doubt about it.
You see what I'm saying? So I tried to get her in, but hey, we're gonna have her next week, I'm sure. Or
she sees she's still getting used to it, getting comfortable with it. I told her okay. She kind of told me, you know, what just took place in her life or whatever, and so I get it. You know, she got to ease into some things. I told her, hey, well, we call them therapy sessions, and so feel free to slide through whenever you're ready. It's no rush at all. Shout out to one of the other people that watches and pays attention to us. She was did connect me to somebody that she knew that's like a councilwoman who does poetry and is an author. So I'm excited to see her get on the platform as well.
Okay.
When time is right. Me today, just kind of bouncing off of our conversation earlier, just tried to get the ball rolling a little, you know, trying to kick the ball a little bit through. So I was glad to get a little bit of feedback from some of the people I never hear from in Poetry Life. And
you say I have an echo?
I do.
We are.
God dang it, man.
And we loud.
I got it. Hold on.
So since it's already here, let's go ahead and start up the drama.
Can y'all hear me? I'm good.
We can hear you, but now you extra loud.
How about now?
That's good.
Right.
That's good. I had to switch back. My fault. Try something different. But we back, Jack.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Look, look, I upgraded and I try to go back to the downgrade, man. Hey, my fault.
Down like the upgrade though.
I was just trying to see the difference, but hey, my fault. But we here, Finn. What are you talking about? What are you
Huh?
talking about, Finn?
Oh,
No,
oh,
hold on. No, my fault. I'm directing that to the wrong person. The person that to get this smoke is exclusive. Exclusive. What are you talking about? You read the
Oh,
you
not
read
too
the
much.
title.
Not too much.
I missed the title.
What
What's
title? Wait, what we talking about?
Oh yeah, wait. What was the title? It was something about women, bro. Y'all need to get off women for real. Like that's
Oh,
Look,
hold up. Let me exit the full screen because what we talking. Let me pull up my phone.
pull,
Cause
pull it up, because he said some stuff, man. He said,
right. Let me see what the goings on is.
and today it's always about women.
It's always about us, right?
Y'all like the little rascals in the woman haters club and shit.
no, we're not. We just gotta get some.
hold on. The majority of subjects that get covered in this real talk is been brought up by women.
Facts.
We're not.
Wait. First of all, I need to understand this title. Why women can't a trip after they do their thing? What is it supposed to say?
It's supposed to be trip. Let me re-edit that. It's supposed to say
Because I
tip.
feel like if you get ready to come for me, I might as well start out with getting this sentence correct. You understand?
Hey, my fault. Hey, autocorrect. My fault, man.
Because I'm just saying, since you coming for us,
Hey, hold
Phineas,
on.
I'm gonna need you to get at your man's because you the lyrical person. You use the words it's like this big, 27 consonants and 2 vowels. Get your man's together.
I told him to keep the mic quiet. No, that was I tried to give the advice. Keep the mic quiet. You're doing good. We couldn't hear you.
Hey, look at it now. It's different now. What are you talking
All
about?
right, let's see what you're talking about.
It's different.
We got to get the grammar right. Grammar.
It's like they added the R to it. I can't help that. But let's get into it. So the thing is, exclusive. We had a conversation. You said if a nigga can come to you and ask for the kook, you say if a brother can come to you and ask for the kook, why you can't ask for a bill to be paid?
Correct.
No,
Off the dump. Wait, let's define some stuff.
Okay.
Is this off the dump at the gas station, or are we in a relationship? Because that's where Finn was trying to come for my second chinny chin chin, and I'm
gonna come either way for the chinny chin chin. Chinny chin chin's getting chin the fuck up.
Yeah.
Chin chin.
No, seriously. We gotta define which stage.
It doesn't matter.
Let's talk about both. Let's talk about the gas station dude first. Let's get on to that. The gas station dude. So the dude that walk up to you, I'm like, hey, you look kind of cute, got a, like light skin, bright skin, how about if I jump in those skins? Then you come and ask, can I get my light bill paid? Do you think that's the same?
Hell yeah.
How?
Because I feel like his response gonna be like, man, shit, nah, shawty, it ain't even like that, or it ain't even worth all that. Okay, we'll get the fuck on.
Okay, so how is that the same? Oh, that's
the same way that you just proposed it. Because my coochie's priceless. What you mean?
Then why did you put a price on it?
I didn't put a price on it, but that's where we keep going left at. Because you think that when I ask you to pay a bill, I'm telling you that my coochie is only worth $60.95 or 3 easy payments of $29.99, and that's not what I'm saying.
I think the conversation that you and me had is why do dudes always resort to saying it's whorish behavior if a woman asks for money when they want to fuck? And the reason that I said it is whorish behavior is because when you put a price on your vagina, when you put a price on sex, like if I'm giving sex, but it's for this money, that's whorish behavior.
But at what point did I say I'll give you this coochie if you give me $60? You said, can I get that ass? Can I slap them skins? And I said, oh, sure. Can you pay a bill? I didn't say in exchange for the coochie either.
Okay, no. You said, can you pay a bill? And I said, yes, I can pay a bill. Then you say, okay, I'm going to give you some pussy then.
Did I say that? Because I wouldn't.
No, what you're saying is, when you say it like that, when you say, I want some pussy, I say I want some pussy, and you say, no, I need a bill paid. What you're saying is you're not getting some pussy until this bill gets paid. Until you spend money, this pussy is not being given to you. And that's what you're saying. Regardless of what you mean by it or how the fuck you feel about it, what you're saying is my pussy is for sale.
I'm not saying my pussy is for sale. What I'm saying is it costs to be the boss around here because I'm already running it. Right. So if you're not contributing to what I'm already the fuck doing, then
I don't care what ideals that you've had implanted in your head. If they're bad,
they're my persona. My perception is my reality. Those are the rules for exclusive pussy. If somebody else want to be bendy wendy, they can do that.
What I'm saying though, exclusive, I don't care where it came from. I don't care where it came from. A bad thought is a bad thought.
But why is it considered a bad thought? Because why is this nigga not wrong for coming up to me asking me, can he get some pussy?
Okay, he's suggesting something. You can turn it down.
Oh, and I'm suggesting to get this bill paid.
Right. So you're selling pussy. That's what
I'm not selling pussy. I didn't say, oh, you can get this pussy if you pay this bill. Never did I warp the two. What I said was the same
whatever silly semantics you have in your head, whatever silly semantics. No, it is because this is what you're not understanding. When you equate your vagina with money, you're saying it's for sale. Period. When you talk about equal standing is if a man walked up to you and said, I want some pussy. If a man walked up to you and said, I want some pussy, and you said, I want some dick. Dick and pussy are equal standing. Sex is equal standing. When you want something further and beyond, that is not equal standing anymore. So when you say it's the same thing, if I walk up to a strange dude and say, can you pay my bill? No, it's not the same thing. I could walk up to a strange woman and say, can you pay a bill? And she's going to look at me like, who the fuck are you? It would be just as disrespectful for me to say, can you pay my bills, as it would be, can I fuck you?
And again, so now we're making the same point.
What's the same thing is when a woman walks up to a man and say, I want some dick. And the dude's like, bitch, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? That would be the same thing. When a man walks up to you and says, I want some pussy, and you say, well, I got some bills I need paid. My mortgage due. What you're saying is my vagina is for sale. Whether you mean it or not.
I never said, my guy, if a guy walks up to me and asks me for some pussy, I need for him to... you're running them together when I never said that one comes with the other. I said,
then you are being completely ridiculous.
No, I'm not. Because if you think that pussy is free, then you go ahead and get that free ass. What I'm saying is that I already handle all of my business. If you're not contributing to what I already do, then don't ask me to open my legs for you, because I place value on my shit.
How much value? That's what I'm getting at. When you put
to me. So you have to make a gesture. You have to be in some ways integrated into my life and my personal space before you just knee diving into my shit. That's my rules for this fucking throne. If anybody else again want to be bendy wendy, they can have at it. There are some people who sell pussy for a living. I'm not Hurricane.
Okay, and so what I'm telling you is the train of thought you
because you're running it together. Your perception is your reality, and that's not what I'm
not running it together. If a guy walks up to you and says, "Can I get some pussy?" and then your response is, "Well, I like chickens on Thursday," it's fucking ridiculous if they don't.
But I never said that.
I know you didn't. What I'm saying is your response is, "Can I get a bill paid?" and then you're telling me they have nothing to do with each other. It's just as ridiculous as saying, "Can I get some pussy?" Well, I like Taco Tuesdays. If it doesn't correlate, if it's not together, then it's nonsense. And so what you're doing is you're not communicating. You don't say. Hold on, let me say. You don't say you're being disrespectful. Don't approach me like that. You didn't say that. What you're saying is I need a bill paid, which interprets as my vagina is for sale.
But listen, okay, let's say hypothetically, vagina, the coop newt is for sale. You know, let's say that. Why the Jimmy Long can't be for sale? Because we know in reality we put in more work in.
How hear you go?
I'm saying we get y'all to the heaven gates. You know, we get y'all to that place. Y'all don't get us there.
No, women don't get.
No, y'all don't get us there. We do it on our own.
Let's just say
We
you
do it on our own, but we get y'all to that golden place. So we really need to be compensated for what we do. Let's talk about that.
let's say you put in for work, but we definitely get you there. So let's be
No, y'all.
I agree with that. Outside of getting head or a woman jacking you off, women don't make me come. I make myself come. I do. I do the work. I find the stroke. I find what I like. I do what gets me there.
Thanks.
I do it. Period.
So wait, if a chick is riding you, you don't come off that, or you're saying that you still working from the bottom?
Yeah, I control the tempo.
And then if the girl is on the bottom, she ain't rocking her hips or she ain't helping this gyration. If you hit it from the back, she ain't letting you bounce off that. I mean, I'm not really asking for a play-by-play, but what I'm saying is you just sitting there doing that shit all by yourself?
I mean, it's the most of what we give it. It's the thrust.
No. Hey, okay, hold on. I'm gonna ask this. Have you ever been attempting to throw it back or rock some hips, and the dude just kind of handle you a little bit, like you're fucking the stroke up?
No, I literally have the word sunshine tattooed between my shoulder blades. I generally get the response, wait, slow down. I'm not ready to come yet. Just so we're clear.
Well, I'm a rhythmic type person, bro. I go with the flow, man. I've never been pushed in a different direction. Nah, we in the same.
You have, because every woman
handling the shit out of me.
Every woman likes their hips grabbed and to be placed and tossed and turned and positioned. Every woman likes that, so don't tell me you haven't been it when it. No, a man.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I definitely can have taken my rounds of thug passion. I mean, shit, I wore a whole collar and a leash to my own fucking birthday party.
But so here's my question. I'm gonna let y'all know how valuable we are. Do y'all get yourself off?
Yes,
we can.
No, come on.
Bro,
that's what is for. That's what dildo Jones are for.
I'm talking about when you in the process of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all get yourself off?
Bro, how many times have we faked it? Let's be for real.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I'm saying. We have to get y'all there. Y'all can't get yourself there.
Hold on. Also, Don, TK, how many times have we faked it?
Look,
because I faked it plenty of times. The shit got boring. I'm done.
Why do you fake a nut?
You fake a nut?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's some shit drizzling out of there. Y'all can fake nut. Y'all can fake cum.
We can fake nuts. Yeah.
I mean, but stuff is coming out of there.
I'm so bad.
No.
There's plenty of ways to do it. There's plenty of ways to say, "Oh yeah, I did it. We're done. That's it," without actually doing it. And there's plenty of times I didn't said, "Oh yeah, I'm good," and nothing fucking happened.
So they thinking that you finished on the inside. They didn't let you finish on the outside.
Let me? What are you talking about? What do you mean, let me?
No, look, I'm just saying when you fake, okay, if a dude is with me and he fakes a cum, right, or fakes a nut, I would think faking an orgasm to me would be like putt, but no spillage. Like there's no Milky Way coming out of there. Yeah. Are you saying that you can have a Milky Way and that be fake? I've never seen dry dick pretend nut happen before. That's why I'm asking.
No, you always have some pre-cum. You got some looks as if something's happened, and so there is ways to fake it.
That depends on your investment.
You're not ejaculating if you don't come, but yeah, there are ways to fake it, and that happens a lot. Sometimes shit gets boring. Sometimes it's gonna take too long to get there, and it's not worth the fucking trouble. Did you get yours? Okay, I'm faking mine. That happens a lot.
So, but my thing is, like I was saying, we're more valuable, so we should actually get paid for what we do because we can get y'all to the promised land.
We get y'all to the promised land.
For your statement, and a dude like, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you some of this grade," And you talking about a bill? We the one putting in the work. You should be paying us on top of us even asking to get y'all there. We providing a service to you.
By
So,
design. By design, we're the catch, because you're entering us. You see what I'm saying? By design, you're working for your pleasure, because we're that. You're working for it because we're that.
Y'all
I mean,
y'all that lazy? No, you heard her. She said they that lazy. That's what you said.
I'm
You
cool.
said we're that lazy. You said
am.
you working for it because we're
I
that
am.
lazy. That's
There's
what
nothing
you said.
wrong with that. But no, I'm not lazy in all areas, but majority of the time, yeah. I mean,
Do you know why that is? Oh, do you know why that is? And this is real talk. Do you know why the women don't have to do the work? Because the man knows what to do to make himself come. So the man positions the woman and does the angles and does the strokes and the rhythm and whatever that he enjoes, that he's
still
comfortable
need
with.
me to feel good though. You still need me though. Like, if you can stroke by yourself in your room, why do you need me? Why do you have to pursue me to get that? I'm sorry. Is that
I
too
mean,
much?
we
My
really don't.
question is, if I got a dry cook, if my
We really
Okay,
don't have
hold
to.
on. Okay, you always go to the extreme examples. We are pretending here that you
No,
are. Yes, no.
bro, you can nut by yourself. Why do you need me? Why? I mean,
Everybody, everybody nuts quicker by themselves because they know themselves best. Women
Right.
can make themselves
But
come quicker than another person can make them come. I can make myself quicker than anybody else can make me come. That's just a fact. But what I'm saying is, if all these,
and though I'm not gonna say I don't need a man. I'm not gonna
dog,
say that. Even though
dog,
I can make myself get where I need to go, I'm not gonna say I don't need my partner. I'm not gonna say that.
okay, I didn't say
we're not
that
saying
either.
we
You
don't.
asked why we did it, and what I'm saying is, when you take it to the extreme, we're in this scenario. We're assuming that the man is trying to repeat the sex session, right? So in order to repeat the sex session, the woman has to enjoy it as well. So it typically has to be something that's mutually beneficial
Right.
sexually for it to continue. If it's some whack dick, you're not gonna keep doing it unless he's paying bills or some shit, right? Exclusive, right? Am I right? Paying bills.
Yo.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, God. This
Hey,
started off crazy, right?
but that's the truth though. But that is the truth though. That's why a lot of y'all keep, dudes they ain't worth shit because they laying it down.
First of all, who is y'all? Because
Women.
Here's the thing: if y'all ain't shit and I'm dry, you're not going far anyway unless you just want to rip the skin off of your shit. So you definitely have to be invested in here and in here before that'll even open the floodgates of heaven for you. Or we both gonna be laying here causing friction and starting a small brush fire.
Yeah. Somebody stop exclusive.
Why did she think that's a mic drop though?
I mean,
I got up to go and do something. I got up because I just recognized my victims over here, and I need to be about 10 levels up to finish this conversation.
This is what's so funny to me. Yes, arousal is important. Your vagina getting wet is as important as a penis getting hard. So mutual arousal should take place when it comes to intercourse. But you act like, well, my pussy gets wet is a fucking miracle upon miracles that the Lord sent down from heaven. And then we're like, no.
Some people it the fuck is.
I'm sure it is.
And until I honestly, I don't give a fuck. The first nigga that I hear say, you know what, that shit was horrible, I'll give you $20.
Well, because the guys aren't going to say that.
That's also because I'm not just going to go out and fuck somebody that I don't have a connection with, which is coming back full circle to rule number one. Okay. If I don't have it here and here with you, nothing else biologically is going to work because that's how the fuck I'm wired. There are people who can separate that shit and just run through, and kudos to them, but that's not me.
The majority.
Hold on. But no, this is the question that me and you had. Why do women think they all have the good? All y'all women had a good. A lot of y'all saying I got that good. No, we're not finna do that. All y'all women do not just have that straight drop. We're not finna do that.
Hey, I really can't. Look, there's no way to prove it one way or another. Unless I'm a whore and you my pimp and niggas is coming to you requesting me personally. And even crackheads is getting dick.
But I'm just saying, all women always say that. Every chick that I encounter, they always say, "Oh yeah, I got that drop." Like, nah.
I can't speak for everybody else. I can only tell you what this mouth and coochie do. I can't tell you about everybody else's shit.
I mean that's true, but all women think that way, and I'm just here to say, like, nah.
Yeah, all niggas think they got good dick. All niggas think they dick is like this motherfucking long in their head. And that shit be a goddamn bee sting with the promise of just swelling up because you're angry.
No,
like
I think it's
all niggas think they can give head. I thought they could too. How do you fuck that up? But it's possible.
Well, all women.
Hold on, it's two reasons, bro. Two reasons why that shit happened. One, because I feel like everybody too stay on horn. Everybody think they the best. So like, let's be honest, men or women, we all think we the best, and nobody can touch it. And then second, guys, probably if it's bad, we're not hearing it. They haven't told us.
Well, that's because the majority of pussy feels the same.
No, they stop asking for it, ain't it, Don? Go ahead.
Most pussy just feels the same. It's got to be really fucking.
Are we really saying
that? Well, then somebody ain't practicing their Kegels and all that other good shit. Somebody.
Okay. So there are different degrees of like tightness and wetness, but that just comes up with the like arousal and different things. But for the most part, vagina feels the same. After a certain depth, it's the same, and so it's different for most men. Pussy is the same from next to next to next, and it's the actual attraction to the person that makes the pussy stand out. It's
so
not.
It's not. Or is it all bad? Because if it's all the same, is it all good or is it all bad?
That part.
No, I said.
No, if it's the same, you're saying that eventually it all just feels the same. So is it all good or is it all bad? Since we're all lying.
No, I'm saying.
No, I really asked TK. I'm gonna ask TK. Fuck that. TK, what is good or all bad?
How you gonna ask
TK?
What's up?
I'm gonna ask TK. TK, is it all good or is it all bad, bro? I'm
what?
sorry. I know. I'm sorry. No, I really do apologize. I love you. But I'm just saying.
What was the question?
Is it all coochie bad or is it all good since it all feels the same?
Nah, hell nah. Fuck that. Nah. There's different coot new. You know what I'm saying? There's different coot new. It's not the same.
Look, I
ain't gonna hold you. Look, I'm glad I'm married. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so again, you asked the wrong question because I didn't say that it all feels the same. I said for the most part, after a certain depth, it all feels the same. Is what I said.
You're saying all right there. Are you not saying all?
I said past a certain point. I said outside of the extreme whack, outside of bad pussy, outside of that. And then after a certain depth, past the certain part of the bottom of the pussy where it opens back up.
Okay.
And then you go into the bottom of the pussy, and then it's got another section where it goes a little bit deeper.
Okay.
And that's if you got enough girth to make it back there. Some motherfuckers don't make it past. They don't even know it's some shit back there.
What I'm saying is, after a certain point, it's the fucking same. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Can we next question, man? I'm sorry. Like what? We're not getting nowhere.
Look, it is.
That's like saying all dick is the same, but all dick don't make you come. All dick don't make you squirt. Most niggas don't even know pussies do squirt because they can't never find a goddamn G spot.
That's a lot of shit.
I'm with Don. You said pissing on you. What?
Yeah, that's yes. Squirting is pissing. You're pissing on people.
Pause.
That is a fact.
That man. Pause.
Is it a fact? Let me Google because I'm pretty positive.
It's not. That's not a fact. It's not a fact.
Yes, it is. It's piss. They said whenever a woman does that, she empty her bladder. So if she empty her bladder, what does it mean?
It actually doesn't come from the bladder. It does go through
Thank
the.
you.
Does
Look
go-
at him.
It does go through the urinary tract, so it does have traces of urine in it because it travels through the same tubes that urine does. But it is a female ejaculate, my guy, and I enjoy it immensely. Squirt the fuck
Fam-
away.
Nasty.
Oh,
You
shit.
just nasty. You just nasty. That's just nasty.
Yo, Finn.
I'm sick of it.
Finn.
I'm just disgusting.
Next TK gonna talk about that cream that comes out that's on the back and the bottom of the pussy. What? That's gross. No, that's called cum. I like it. I like it when
Man,
women.
that's really discouraging. Suppose your next boo thing is watching, or somebody that's got a crush on you. Now she gonna think when you busting her back out that you just think that her pussy feel like everybody else's and you faking a nut.
Well, guess
What is
what?
guess
Guess
what, Cam?
what? Guess what? I don't have to worry about. I am not on the market for a new boo thing.
I didn't say you were, Finn.
I am happily single. I am
I
happily.
didn't say. All right.
I don't want to pay nobody's bills. That's
Oh,
all I'm.
well, I
Damn.
mean, hey, that's how you feel, my guy.
That was
You don't want to pay anybody's bills anymore because I'm pretty sure we've been up here and you said you've done that prior. So, I mean, if Papa got a brand new bag, then get that shit.
Y'all going in today.
Because we've been gone for days. So we got picked up bullshit. He had pre-bullshit to this.
I ain't even. This is TK's bullshit. I had other bullshit. I was gonna get on. Why Poetry After Dark turn into the Kendra G show late at night. That's what I'm asking. What I'm asking is why it turned into a fucking dating show in the middle of it. And
It did.
That's what I'm talking about. I wanted to get on that shit. You hosting dating shows now? They're Miss Exclusive.
Oh, he's with it today. He won't.
Hey, Ben is back.
I mean, if you're happily single, then I mean, we had to do something. You wouldn't have belonged on the panel because you happily single. So, hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
Damn.
What we were doing was we were entertaining company.
Facts. Oh yeah,
whatever they were in need of, we had the material and the motherfucking skill to make sure that it went with the flow. So if you feel some type of way, my guy, my nigga, then
I was entertained.
Matter of fact, we need a poem, bro. We dropped some yesterday.
We had one of our loyal fans out here, one of our Miss AP coming up to the building, one of our loyal members of Poetry Life. Let me go ahead and bring her up.
Let's get it. I know who she coming for too. Fan, that's you all day.
Oh, she said she's with the smoke. It's joining real quick. Hold on.
Because I'm about to hit the good night, everyone.
You said more than man. You said a lot just now, bro. You said everything.
I don't know. I was just backdooring what TK was talking about. It was just.
Yeah, you know you're wrong, man. I'm just telling you wrong.
Wrong about what? What am I wrong about?
Not incorrect. I'm saying you're wrong as in, man, you went off, bro. You're wrong.
I know. Then came for I ain't even do nothing.
I mean, like.
No, you did. No, you did something because you got a mindset.
You want me to do something, fan?
No. I want to see. Now you brought it back up, and it's gonna bother me if I don't say it. This is something that has bothered me my entire fucking life.
Oh, that ain't got shit to do with me. You got PTSD issues that you trying to project on me, my guy. But go ahead, because I'm enough to handle it. So go with it.
It's a mind frame that I'm trying to change. It's a societal aspect of things that we've let go on that I think are harmful and that I want to change the ideology of it. And so by addressing it and bringing conversation to it, it's something I feel like should be addressed. And it's that equating sex with a man and finances, I think, is harmful to both. both men and women. I think equating vagina with a value, monetary value, and equating a man as only worthy of sex if he is providing monetarily is harmful to both, and not just acknowledging that an equal exchange of sex is equivalent. It's the same. There, anything added to that is extra. And so it's okay to say I want extra when it comes to partners I choose. I don't just want the equal exchange. I want more. That's fine. But when you start saying more is the same, it's not the same. And I want to change that mind frame because I think that harms both sexes.
Understood. So then let me say two things and then we can shift it. Again, according to my belief, according to my ideology, a man that don't work, don't eat. And that includes eating me, number one. And a man that doesn't provide is worse than an infidel. So really, that wasn't my foundation. That was before I was even existing here. Now, question for TK. If your wife said, I'm not giving you no pussy, but I'm trying to see this relationship go together and then we eventually get married, and then after I give you some, you can start paying the bills, but you have gone through with that?
So you saying after I get the cootnoo, I start paying bills?
No. I'm saying if you'd have met your wife and y'all never got intimate, would you have bought her an $11,000 ring? One. Or would you be paying 100% of the bills right now if she shut the Kunani down or never gave you any?
I would say no.
And did she have to ask you for it, or was that something that you initiated just because you valued her, including the pussy, but you valued her as a woman? So as a gesture, it's like, hey, yo, mama, I'm trying to take care of you. Come here.
So let me say this. So when me and my wife got together, I stepped up to the plate. That's just something that I wanted. So, if there was something that you want, you have to go out there and get it. So that's what I did. I didn't hold back because, and like we had made a point where we weren't gonna be intimate until we got close to getting married and stuff like that. So I was doing stuff way before I even got the cootnoo. So
did she ask you?
No, she didn't ask me at all.
Period.
Statement
closed. But I will have to say this though, honestly, and I don't know if April is here. April's in the building. I don't know.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
But I want to say this before April say her piece. But to me, honestly, I know I say men should be get paid for because we had some amazing stuff, but women have some amazing stuff too. They cootnoo do have a value. It do have a price. Every cootnoo don't is not priced the same, and that is a fact. Finn, you may not like that, but I do have to go back on what I said because cootnoo do have a great value to it. If you have some trash cootnoo, you might get McDonald's. If you have cootnoo, hey, you might get Beanie Hunters. It's a difference.
So if we're gonna talk about that, then we have to talk about what the value is and how we value what as men, what we put the value on, because it's not the pussy, it's the person the pussy's attached to that brings the value to it. It's
and that means that you're determining value by a dollar sign.
Let me finish my thought, then interrupt when I'm quiet. Interrupt me when I'm quiet.
No, that's not the same as interrupting. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So I value it by the person, the way the person values their self. So if there's a woman out there who is promiscuous, who's had sex with the majority of the people that I'm around, we've all had some bust downs. That's happened, and there are some bust down chicks out there. But I'm not going to put value on that. I'm not going to put that time and money and energy into making that woman my wife. And so if I'm going to spend the money and the time, it's on the way that the woman respects herself and the way she presents herself and how she would present and represent us as a couple. Not so much on just pussy.
To answer the person in the Facebook user about do you have to speak poetry in order to request to speak with the panel? No, not tonight.
It depends on what
Oh,
you, whose side you're on.
There's
if you
the,
want to,
No, I want to state that it depends on whose
hold
side you're on.
on,
If you
real
if you
quick,
coming
hold
from
on,
me, if you
hold on.
coming from me, the poem's got to come first.
Oh, God. Oh my.
what? Lies.
Hold on for a second. Let me say this real quick. Anybody in the comment section, just inbox me, and I'll send you a link if you want to come up here and speak your piece. Just inbox me on Messenger or Facebook, whatever, and I can send you a link that way. Go off
And
in.
I only see Facebook users, so I can't wait to see who pop up.
Okay, I just wanted to speak on the whole because y'all kept going and going, and then I couldn't get on for a little while. But
Go ahead and go off.
this whole thing about the squirt not being pee.
Oh my.
Uh, two months ago, I seen a video of a female gynecologist. They had did a study with some women. They had completely emptied out those women's bladders, and then they had ejected some type of solution into those women's bladders and did their whatever. It was like, oh, it had a color to it. I don't know if it was blue or whatever color it was. But then when this woman, and of course, they completed the process of, getting this woman to, squirt, ejaculate, whatever word we're using tonight. And that colored solution did come out. And this was after they had proven that they had completely emptied her bladder via catheter. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and negate that point. That most
Because
of most of it.
I have a different study that says also that it didn't
I
really.
understand what you got. I heard all of that. You know what I'm saying? I heard what you said. I just wanted to throw that in there as to why I believe and why this female gynecologist that went to school 12 years also believes that most of it is, in fact, urine, that there is some female ejaculant in there, of course, because how could it not be? But the fact that they had proven that the fact that they had emptied her bladder via catheter first before injecting this fluid in there, and then went through the process, and that same colored fluid came out. Was kind of my end all be all with that.
Right, I get that, but they've also done another study where they did something else where it's inconclusive if it comes to it. And this was also a female gynecologist who went to school for 12 years. And so they don't know exactly where it starts, but it is a female orgasm. And yes, there is some trace urine in it. It is not full urine when they study the samples after the fact. It is not. And so it does travel through the same urinary tract as an ejaculate, because that's where the female ejaculate comes from. And so it's inconclusive on exactly what it is, but it is not all urine.
April 23rd, 2023, according to Healthline per Google, it says vaginal ejaculation contains some of the same components as semen. The fluid released when squirting can contain ejaculate along with watered down urine. That was like a month ago.
That was what she said in that video I watched a few months back. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I said earlier.
You're wrong, man. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay, all three of us just saying the same shit.
Wrong shit. You're nasty. You're
Not if
nasty.
you don't have a cookie, don't speak on it.
I don't think, and I will never. And this is just my personal opinion. I will never equate sex to be equal on both parties, for the simple fact that 60 to 70% of women do not orgasm via penetration. This has been a long.
Hold on.
Are you, sir?
Are you one of those women that does not reach to a point of climax through penetration? Are you one of them?
For the first few years of my sexual activities, yes, I was.
Okay, so now this is another question, because I'm gonna ask this because I hear this a lot, that it's the man's obligation to make a woman come. If you know how to make yourself come,
I'd never agree with that.
Okay,
so I don't know. Are you asking me?
No, I was going to. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you know how to make yourself come and the man's not doing it, open communication on what it takes to get you there is how you have a mutually beautiful sexual experience with your
I
partner.
100% agree, but that's gonna take me back to you saying, and you use the words a lot, that you fake nut a lot. So why aren't you having that communication with your bitches that you be fucking?
Because I was fucking them. Uh, uh, by the way, let's be respectful. Let's not call them bitches. You don't know who they are. So let's
I
be
mean, I mean, you used the word bust down, so I thought it was okay. My bad.
No, I was talking about bust downs. Yeah, I said there are some bust downs, and what I mean by bust down is that they know that they're letting everybody in the clique bust them down. That is
They
something
know, but how do you know?
because we
The
ran
only
trains on these.
Oh wow! So you were sharing ejaculate with other? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna just bow out. I love y'all.
They have things called condoms. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're condoms, and so what you do is you put that on your dick, and
Sir,
then
have you ever had sex where your nuts wasn't sweating? Because I guarantee you, every dude that I done been with has some type of something going on in the nutsack area. Because he was putting in work, like y'all said, y'all want to be paid for, like TK said, putting in that work, right? So you mean to tell me y'all wasn't exchanging? You think if you put on a condom, you're not exchanging no bodily fluids? Because you ain't coming? I need you to go back to science class, bruh.
see that's not.
You putting your
I,
nuts on the same parts of the woman body that this other dude had his nuts on for 10 to 15 minutes, however long y'all do these trains. I'm not familiar with that type of thing.
you are familiar
Um,
with that. You went to South Garland High School. There's plenty of girls that got trains ran on them from South Garland
that
High
don't
School.
got shit to do with me. I guarantee you that don't got shit to do with me because April was a little tomboy. I was flat. I ain't have no ass, no titties, no nothing. It wasn't nobody trying to fuck with me. I was skin and bones. We all know who was getting. We all know who was getting buzzed down at South Garland. But my name was never coming up. So don't even take it there, pimp.
You know what? You
athlete.
bring up things, and then when I respond to them, then you say don't bring it there. That's kind of one sided. But no,
You said I
go
went to South
go back
Garland
go
trying
back
to
to
indicate.
go
Wait a
back
minute
to
now, because you was trying to now. Don't act like you wasn't trying. Oh, you know what trains are because you went to South Garland, mother. No, I didn't.
you said I don't know what trains are. I have no idea
I
about
said
what
I'm not.
trains
I
are.
said I
And I
am not
said
familiar with the process. If you would stop interrupting me, I said I was not familiar with the process because I don't partake in that shit, and I never have.
right.
Look,
Okay. So then no. So then
hold on.
no. So to go back to science class, uh, sweat.
Look,
Just like playing basketball, you get some sweat on you when you're playing against the other person. That just happens. So a little sweat is not an exchange of sexual fluids, and that's why condoms protect.
I said bodily fluids. I didn't say sexually fluids. But continue.
hold on for a second. Hold on. We not finna act like playing basketball and you sweating you bump against someone. It's the same thing. You smashing your. No, we're not doing that. Cause you got sweaty balls. You want another sweaty dude balls? Nah, Finn, stop. Stop the shenanigans. We're not doing
He
that. No.
he being up
Are
to it. It's
condoms
okay.
manufactured to prevent pregnancy or to prevent body fluid? I'm confused. Because if you're pumping and dumping, knucking and bucking and busting it down, then I expect that sweat's going to get on you. When we had the HIV test, I'm not against the four because I don't know who said what. I'm just asking. What I'm saying is,
Initially, Miss
it's
April.
transferable through bodily fluids. They didn't say just if you fucking a nigga.
Now,
Facts.
initially, April said, "So you swimming in the same coochie with somebody else's nut,
I mean,
basically."
yeah, your balls gonna slap some butt sweat or some coochie sweat. Oh,
What I'm saying.
I said bodily fluids.
you
Again,
gonna
you're
lay
putting
your
words
chest
in my
on her
mouth.
chest like y'all gonna slap some shit,
You
right?
can
Yeah.
you can rewatch this. When you came on and we talked about trains initially, you said something. No, I don't remember the exact verbiage, but you said
I
so
just
you
told you.
swimming in a coochie with some other dude's nut in it, and I was like, no, condoms exist. That's where this came from, and then it went on to
No. You
Just
misread
leave out,
it.
right?
Fan,
Sweat.
why was you running trains on women?
I was 17, 18 years old, man.
Because they said okay.
There was some pussy available, and being young and naive, you got it. And
And you
so
said, yes, ma'am. I got it.
I
Look,
lost my I lost my virginity to a girl that had just had sex with somebody else. So I mean the women that were around in our circle at the time were having sex with everybody. At least in my circle, they were
What
having
year
sex.
did you graduate from South? Because I kind of don't. I remember you, but I kind of don't remember you.
Graduated in 2003.
2000. Oh, that's my year. Why don't I remember you? At like, wow, that's crazy. All right, sorry, y'all.
but look, I got a question for y'all. This is switching the topic real quick, but I just and see what's y'all opinion, what y'all think. Let's say this is a hypothetically, situation. Let's say let me talk to Finn. Finn. Let's say you was in a relationship with a chick. Y'all been together about a year or so. She treats you well, treats you like a king. You don't have to ask for nothing. She just provides everything for you. She's like the perfect woman for you. But then let's say the love of your life come back into your life. And the reason why y'all separate because you messed up. You did something dirty. You did something wrong to her to make her like, okay, let me take a step back. But let's say she come back like 2 years later, like, look, I've been thinking about it. I miss you, blase, blase. Let's do this. Let's run it back. Are you willing to leave a woman that you've been with for a year for the love of your life? Let's say you and your love of your life been together for like 10 years, or y'all have a long history. But there's one chick that treats you like royalty. Y'all been together for 1 year. Do you put her to a side and go after the love of your life?
No, I think that the things in the past will. And even if you're holding on to a certain ideal of love that you had with that person, they're not the same person anymore. And if you give up the good thing that you've got going to get with that thing of the past, it's probably not going to meet your expectations of what you wanted to be in the first place. So I would say don't mess up the good things you got.
But okay, so but saying that though, but the woman, the love of your life was a good woman. She was everything your girl that you've been talking to plus times two. You the one that messed up. You messed up that good woman. You did something egregious for her to walk away for a little bit. So you're
Uh,
telling me this is the love of your life was something that you made it on, and she's everything your girl is times two. But you made a mistake. Ain't like she made a mistake. You made a mistake.
so
You saying,
this is a completely hypothetical because that did not happen.
yeah,
So
I said hypothetically.
okay, so I'm saying this is hypothetical. My answer is a hypothetical answer because this is not something I've lived through. So hypothetically, I would say no, don't do it because that person still has that hurt of the stuff that you did. And so without the work of going through the work and acknowledging the mistakes that were made and getting past the levels of insecurity that you've caused and created, and actually doing the work to communicate well about boundaries and stuff like that, again, you're setting yourself up for failure. So I would say, no, don't go back into the past trying to get something as for what it was back then when you already got something that's beautiful and present in the moment.
Okay, okay. The Don, what you think?
Yeah, it's so funny. I put my hand up because that actually happened to me. Like
Mm,
almost to the T, because I had a basically a 10-year relationship with somebody. Even though I know I'm young, but yeah, I definitely had a 10-year relationship with somebody, and he walked away. And then I had a good relationship with somebody. It wasn't like for a whole year yet, but like it was some months or whatever. He came back around and I dropped him, right?
mm.
Um Crazy. It was, in a way, I did the right thing as far as like with the new guy, because I found some stuff out with him later on. Da, da, da. It was actually still a good situation, but even me just leaving something good for myself and going back to like what Finn said, to the past, something that I was holding on to, something that I desired with that person and was thinking that was gonna happen, never happened, bro. Did not have. It just continued to get worse. So I'm just chiming in that I did that, and take Finn's advice and just, continue to cultivate your new life because it's a reason why it was supposed to be in the past.
Okay, exclusive on you. What do you think? You are you muted. You muted. We can't hear you.
Thank you. I'll be trying to have house rules. So, or at least have house rule manners. So, I'm pretty much where everybody else is. I think in order to even entertain the conversation, you have to entertain the past. It's your past for a reason. At that point, you either were looking for, you can't be 100% in it with me if you're even entertaining the possibility. So I think with that being said, if that's the respect I'm looking for, then it's the same respect I'm going to give. I'm the type that would go to my significant other and say, hey, this person hit me up today. How you feel about that? I'm that guy. My dude may say, oh, go ahead and call him, but put him on speakerphone because I want to hear what it's about. And it start to go left, I'm going to step in, or he knows I'm going to step in. But it's definitely nothing I would do behind closed doors. I think that's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is. It very much is.
Because you can text me and say, you know what, I forgive you. And I could be like, well, look at the Lord. God forgives. I spin the block.
Yeah.
So, if he's being gracious enough to say that, then you can send me that in a text. You probably already know I got to do because you checking for me. If you don't, then at that point I can say, well, hey, I'm already in a relationship. If you pursue a conversation past that doesn't end with, oh, okay, well, I just wanted to let you know all is forgiven, have a blessed life, then you're looking for me to do that. You're opening that, which means off the break, you disrespecting my dude.
But I mean, just say if I'm the dude. Just say if I'm the dude coming back and saying, I don't give a fuck about your dude. Fuck that nigga. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going back to
shit about him because I do.
And the thing is, I'm not gonna respect if I'm going something I won't. It's all war. I don't care about him. I'm trying to get back what's mine. So you think I'm gonna respect him? And no, I'm trying to take his woman, get my girl back. What are you talking about?
Then you're not shooting your shot at me. You shoot your shot at him. Because if he's my dude for real, he shooting his shot back at you. And y'all can hash that out between each other. However, I would be an ain't shit woman if I didn't address you and cut that off at the root. Anytime that you're trying to pursue me after that, you're only being entertained if I entertain you. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, you got to find another route to get my attention because I've cut you off.
Yeah. And
now, if you want to see about me after that, you probably gonna have to see my dude.
And anytime a new person or an old flames coming back around trying to reminisce, they're trying to get that person to entertain that reminiscence. Hey, you remember the good times? You remember this? They're gonna look over. They're gonna look past all the bad shit. They're gonna look past that, and they're just gonna take the reminiscence.
We're from April. April, what is your thoughts?
I'm a no second chancer myself. Even if we didn't even get into a relationship and I liked you and you didn't give me when that didn't come through, and then a month, 2 months down the line, like it's summertime, it's hot boy summer, and then you come back around in August because you think I'm gonna still say no, and we don't even have to even get to the relationship point. That's just because if I'm standing in your face and I'm offering myself to you, and you don't want that at that time that I'm offering it, you're not going to get a second offer.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this. Now, everybody might say, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to go back in the past," but in reality, you got to think about human nature. If you messed up, if you was a person that was egregious, and this is the love of your life, and she walked out because something that you did, you still in love with that person. Ain't like she did something wrong to you. You wrong to that person. Now, and in all reality, like you're still in love with that person. You had years with that person. Now, the love of my life. And now, if I was single and I was available and stuff like that, and the love of my life came back, and I know that we had history, and I know it was my fault that I fucked it up, and if they gonna give me another chance, I already know this woman. I already know what she's about. I know what she's gonna get to me. I know what she's gonna feed into me. It was my fault that I messed up. It wasn't her fault. It was mine. So yes, this woman, she treat me like royalty, but I really don't know. It's been a year. I don't know her.
Right.
And I would say, and thing is, if the relationship that we have, if we're just dating, we're not living in the same place. She got her own place. I have my own place. I'm gonna tell her like respectfully, like, look, my love of my life came back. I'm gonna see what this about. And
It it depends on, okay, so I mean it depends on what you're saying. I mean there was a time that I was kind of casually dating somebody. We weren't serious to any degree. I mean, we had went on like 2 dates, and an ex came out the picture, and we wanted to work things out. And I let them know respectfully, like, hey, this is something I've wanted to, that's been on my mind for years, and I wanted to give it a shot. And I told them up front about it, but that's not them. We hadn't built anything yet. We hadn't put any time or real energy into each other, and it still hurt her feelings, understandably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's happened to me too. Like, I basically the same thing. Like when I said that he walked away because of, I wasn't a malicious type person. I've never been, but he walked away for things that he felt that I need to do better or he couldn't get from me or things like that. So, when he did come back around, I was like, oh man, like I'm feeling like I messed up, feeling like, like he said, still in love, bro. So you do, and then like when I said I dropped him, I gotta clear up the fact that I did have a conversation with him and things like that, let him know what was going on. And it definitely, the new guy, he was torn up. Like he wasn't taking that well. But I did tell him like, hey, like I feel like this person is actually here for me, and then I feel like this person understands me more and stuff like that. So had that conversation, but it still is like a in the past
and it
situation, and it's still like that aspect of y'all trying to rekindle something. Sometimes it's just like it shouldn't be rekindled. Even with all the love that you have for that person, even with all the love in the world that you want to have, it shouldn't be it can go on.
because at time apart you've become a different person, and so have they. And so that thought that you have of what y'all had is not accurate to what it would be, because y'all are two different people. Y'all have had that time apart. Y'all have lived different experiences, and that different experiences has changed you in what your expectations are and what their expectations are.
what does
And
Mhm.
that
so
mean?
Agreed.
Amen.
When people
So
grow together, what are you talking about? That
no, no,
doesn't mean nothing.
yes, it does, because it
No,
means
it
that.
don't.
No, 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 no. I got you. I got you. I got you. Because yes, if we hadn't split up and we were growing together and evolving together, I'm dealing with you on different levels as we're moving through life. But when at that time apart, we were apart for 2 different years. So now, when we came back around, the things that he accepts now or he wants in his life now, I can't provide those things for him, because he has new wants, new needs that I haven't been able, that I can't feel, because I'm different from what he wants. And so that's why it will never just be, a thing anymore, because I have to be the old person that I was, and or not even the old. Actually, he changed. I'm sorry. So if he's changing, I have to be this new person that I'm not currently. And so he has to go get that woman. The woman that he's looking for isn't me. I'm like either the same or I've changed as well, and
So
it's not
why
a
you
good.
can't be that woman though?
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, because there's growth differences. There's, for example, in mine, um, in my life experience, my travel through this world has led me away from the belief of any type of God. So my experience and the way that I went through life is I'm an atheist now, and her life, she got closer to God, and so our core ideological belief systems are different in our time apart. And so bringing together, she wants a man of God, and she wants a man that to put his faith in God, and that's not the man I am. And so even just at our core beliefs, we're different, and it wasn't enough to sustain a relationship at that.
and people's perceptions change too on life. And those don't align anymore. And then also people's wants and desires change. And so if if you don't feel fulfilled with those wants and desires, you won't connect.
Ultimately, I feel like it's exactly what you're saying. I couldn't agree more. It is who I was 6 months ago. I could wake up and have a whole epiphany that'll completely change the way I see existence, period. And when you're meeting me a year now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, I hope you don't feel like, that's the same old. In some aspects, I'm genuine, those type things. But I'm just saying, mentality wise, growth wise, there should be something new in me or on me. So technically, we're not reintroducing. I mean, we are reintroducing ourselves, not going back to who we were. That's a thing of the past. You can't get that back.
Yeah.
I can remember who you were then, but that has absolutely nothing to do with who you are now. You shouldn't even be the same for real. So we would have to start all the way from a whole reintroduction, like I never met you. I don't have time to do that, and I got a nigga. Man, person, woman.
That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Like, yeah,
I have to entertain
real. That's not real. 2 years? You talking about this is the love of your life,
bro?
You messed up, and you telling me, oh, I'm not going back to the past because no, you messed up. They try to give you another shot at something great. They is a great individual. This is the love of your life. We're not talking about someone that you like or someone that this person ain't did nothing wrong to you.
I literally
so the dude that I'm with now is doing less for me. Like, I don't understand how that. Okay, in comparison to what I got at home,
just saying they doing equal. They both doing the same.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pick someone that you know,
but you don't know them.
But I don't know because I don't know him no more.
What you mean? 10 years? You telling me you been on it?
I messed up.
2 years
later, I know I messed up. But with that being said, I don't know what he was doing during that time that we were apart.
That's a long time, fam.
We're not doing that. Nah. We're not doing that because that's bullshit. Because the thing is, you're ready to take someone brand new that you really don't know. Yeah, the thing's good. Y'all haven't even lived together. Y'all staying in something totally different. Yeah, it looks good from afar because y'all not in the same space. But you didn't live with this person. You know this person inside and out. And the thing is, you know that they didn't did nothing wrong to you. You did something wrong. So you go, come on. I'm not doing it. Come on.
Like, okay, I did this shit.
I'm talking the girl of deuce.
TK. I did this shit. I actually was like, man, I'm in love. He said he's still in love. We're gonna try this shit again. And I'm telling you from experience that it did not work. So my thing is, if people can like how Exclusive or Finn is talking about, like if you can learn from people's experiences and not do it, and I'm just like, because they understand like life, like that person is different, and you're gonna have like a whole different set of problems just from that. My thing is, if that person was really for you, they probably wouldn't have left. Is how I feel right now. How I'm feeling. I'm just being for real. You saying that, oh, you wouldn't do it. It's the love of your life. If you're really the love of my life, my soulmate, the one my definition of love now is you're committed to my spiritual growth. You wouldn't have left, and you would have been sticking it out with me through my evolution, through your evolution that you're talking about. So we wouldn't have to be meeting back up in the middle and trying to reintroduce ourselves. We could have been already going through the evolution cycle together. It's a reason we broke up.
Bullshit on that too. I'm gonna call bullshit on that too. Because for the simple fact is, look, the thing is, like I said,
you're holding on to a memory, TK. That's
no,
what you're doing. You're not holding on to reality. You're holding on to what once was, not onto reality. It's so what I'm saying is,
reality. Hold on.
Are you willing to put up with everything that she's going to say you have to do in order to stay. She said you cheated on her, you dogged her out when you were together. That's why she left you. So now she doesn't want you to have a password on your phone, and she wants to check your phone every night. Are you willing to do that? There's consequences to the actions and choices that you made. Are you willing to?
Yeah.
Are you willing?
You
Are you willing?
if this is the love of my life, yes, I will. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is the love of my life. We're not talking about no random person. Here's the fucking phone. You want this bitch? Here. Password, everything. What are you talking about?
I understand a little bit of what TK talking about. He's coming. He's giving off his hopeless romantic vibes right now, but he's also saying that he's willing to completely, absolutely conform to whatever she needs because he's still in love with her. And I do understand that mindset. There are people out there. Like I actually know a female that's kind of like that myself. If the dude that she wanted came back and completely did everything that she required him to do to get, she would probably let him back in, no matter who she was with. And she's one of my close friends, so I get what he's saying and I get his perspective.
I did it times, man.
Miss April Martin, you know I got some smoke for you, right? I caught the last live, and yeah, you dropping some statistics that ain't making sense, ma'am. Your statistics aren't matching up with reality.
Get to the point, Finn. What's up?
Okay, so we were having a conversation a few lives ago that you joined in, and and I told you it's that 80% of women are the ones that are divorcing these men, that are leaving these men, and you came in and you said to me that not in the black community. In the black community,
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You left a comment, ma'am. You did. You said not in the black community. You said in the black community, women aren't even ready to get married. And then on that,
I didn't say nothing. First of all, I don't even talk like that. So you're gonna have to inbox me that, homie, because I don't even talk like that. I probably said all women, if black women were being brought up, but I don't even talk like that because I know for a fact that's not true.
Okay, well, I will screenshot it to you and send it to you. It's a fact that you said that because you said in the
Go ahead, please.
Okay, I can't do it right now. I'm on live with you, ma'am. But
well, as soon as we off this mother.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is, you said in the black community, women aren't even getting married because they're not ready to get married. Is what you said in that comment. And then this last live, you said it's a fact that 80% of the women are the ones that are filing for divorce. And it is a fact that the percentage of 80% of divorces are filed by women. And so, and then even on that panel, when you said that, there was multiple black women on that panel who were married and divorced, and they were the ones who filed for divorce on that panel. So I'm just. And I will send you that screenshot of that comment that you left. So I'm not. So
please do, because I feel like, first of all, I don't. When it comes to that specific, because a lot of black men, in our community, because there's this like pseudo gender war going on between black men and black women right now, and I always am the one person that put out there that. It's not just black women, it's all women are filing for divorce. This is all across the board because they try to make it seem like it's our fault that we're just leaving and all this type of stuff. So, yeah, if you don't mind, you go ahead. But yes, I do know about the statistics. I'm a part of the statistic myself. But yeah, no.
So why outside of physical and mental abuse, what is a reasonable reason for a woman to leave a man?
What would be her reasonable reason? Well, there, like, again, I kind of went down a rabbit hole about this when all this stuff started coming up during the Kevin Samuels era, and it was multiple sources and articles about it, and it was like, the same base top 5 reasons is that women felt like they were overworked because they were having to contribute to the household and also having to come home and do everything at home on their own. Another one was financial reasons. Another one was infidelity. There was multiple reasons. It was about five, but they were
Well, no, I'm asking you.
average about five.
Well, I'm asking you, like to you, what is a good reason for a woman outside of physical and mental abuse? What is a
Hey, Eric.
good reason for a woman to leave a marriage?
Okay. So the reason why I can't really answer that the way you want me to is because I left my marriage for a different reason than another woman left her marriage. Like, you can't really clump. I can't speak
Well,
for other women.
I'm not clumping them. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what is a reasonable reason for?
Okay, you can well, say so. You need to ask me what is a reasonable reason why I would leave a marriage. I would leave a marriage if I was again being overworked. If I was, if you're not a traditional man and I'm not a traditional woman, I feel like none of us are in that position right now, especially in 2023. But men and women are both working. Women, specifically black women, are around the most educated right now in the United States. So, and they're the most entrepreneurs. So we're doing just as much working these days. And then we're also coming home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the home, being submissive, doing all of this stuff.
Hold on.
So I feel
You just started by saying you couldn't speak for other women, and now you're speaking for all women. That
no, I'm not. I just said
you just
specifically
said
in that.
we as women, you are speaking for all women when you
What
say
do you
we.
want me to say, Finn? You tell me what you want me to say.
Well, I asked a specific question of what's a reasonable reason
That
outside
I,
physical or mental abuse to leave a marriage. Like, what is a reasonable reason? It's not a trick question. There is no
if
wrong
she's
answer.
if she's overworked and she has no time for herself and she's depleted, she's pouring from an empty cup. That's a perfectly good reason for me.
Okay, how long? How long is that acceptable to go through some hardship?
For me, I went through it for about out of my 8 years that we were together. I went through it for the majority of those, but for I want to say maybe half of those years.
So out of 8 years, 4 of those years, you went through some hard times. Then you said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Hard times. Yeah, we can simplify it like that. Yeah.
Okay, and
But
then
my
if
mhm.
if if that marriage had lasted an entire life, say you lived to be 80, right? So another 42 years of marriage for you. Do you think that would have continued? Do you think that would have been the majority of those 42 years, or do you think that growth could have happened with work, with communication, with both acknowledging each other's pains and frustrations? You don't think that with time that that
Oh.
the good would have out prevailed the negatives?
All right, so sir, my marriage depleted when I was around 26 years old. Okay, I'm 38. I still have a pretty decent relationship with my ex, the father of my children, which is also the same age as me. So we have had this talk over the years multiple times. So I know where his head is at right now in this year. Do I feel like, and he has totally admitted that he handled things wrong. Okay, we've had adult conversations. Do I think that it would have improved? Maybe. But would it have been improved? Would it have improved enough before my health became an issue? No, it would not have, because my health was already becoming an issue at that point.
And so then you broke off your marriage, and is your health still an issue?
No,
So now, so the marriage was the cause of your poor health.
the stress from the marriage, yes.
And so now that you're single, you don't have the stresses that cause poor health.
Now that I'm single, I don't have the stresses from a marriage. I have stresses from other things. We all still got to pay bills. We all still got to work. I still got my daughter. Everything is still going on. I still have a mother that is terminally ill. I just don't have to serve someone every single day in and day out while I'm dealing with that also.
Okay, so okay, I guess what I'm asking is, so you're in a better place physically and emotionally and mentally having left that.
Of course.
And so financially and everything, I mean, the stress of being single is better than the stress of the marriage.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for answering that question honestly.
Hey man, say man. Hey man.
I just don't think that people, that have been married and divorced understand that is a also a very much so a 24-hour. There is no taking no days off from that unless you leave. You can bring up and express your feelings. Hey, I'm tired. I need a break. I had 3 kids under the age of 5. So, and I was in my early 20s. So, once you know, say it over and over again and you tell those feelings, hey, whatever, I need a break. I'm tired. My hair is falling out. I'm 5 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? I was 130 pounds while I was going on. I got down to 103 pounds. And no one really even noticed but my mother. So, yeah. The stress of being single, I will take that any other day than dealing with being overworked in a marriage or overstressed or whatever, especially when that person at that time is just flat out not hearing you. How long was I supposed to deal with that? I don't know. I don't know.
That's your choice. So I mean, my question was just trying to get to see if it was actually beneficial, or if that the time frame. I know it's hard. I know 4 years seems like forever when you're going through it, but in the scheme of a lifespan, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket of a lifespan. And so,
How long were you married?
huh?
How long were you married?
Uh, I was in a relationship for 17 years.
Okay, you have kids with that and from that relationship?
We lost 3 children actually. So,
Okay, so you don't think during any of that time, say for instance, you had a 4-year period during that marriage where that woman was not listening to nothing you were saying. She was saying you were nagging. She would get off of work and wouldn't even come home to help or to lend a hand. She was showing up, 3-4 hours after her shift had ended, and that happened over the course of a half a decade. You would have just stuck it out and just hung around.
oh yeah, I did. I did stick around. I stayed through it. Actually, I pushed through it, and it just got to the point of complete and utter disrespect. It got to the point of behavior that was tearing apart not just my life but every relationship in her life. She got to the point where um it's just everything she touched just crumbled, and it was something I had to walk away from, and it still tears me up honestly. um it's something, it's just like every day it's like, what could I have done differently to bring that woman up to what I saw in her, and why doesn't she see how great she can be instead of just living in destruction and chaos? And so yeah, I would have stuck it out if I thought that there was a chance of anything getting better.
So let me interject something right there, because I respect all those perspectives. And shout out to you, Deacon, because you've been in here quiet and patient per usual, but I don't want you to go unacknowledged because we know we catch you in glimpses. Um, so maybe you can answer this question first if you want to hop in. But I also want to hear you guys' perspective about it as well. Do you date and or stick it out with someone if you only see their potential? So are you dating? Would you stick it out or go past your cutoff point based off of where this person could potentially be?
Oof.
I would love that.
Because I've been guilty of that, dating somebody who had amazing potential, but their reality was shit. And I was hoping that they would come around if I encouraged, and I left those words of affirmation and I loved on them. And I said, I don't care if you don't have shit, it's me and you from the ground up. But because they never caught that fire, they stayed at the bottom of the totem pole by choice. So at some point I did have to walk away.
Eric, you're echoing.
Oh, is that him echoing?
Oh, I'm echoing. What
Yeah.
about now? Is there echo?
No, you good now.
No, I think you're
Okay.
good.
I think
I
it's
would
this.
love to answer this question. Um, I think that the struggle with all of us early in our journey of discovering how to find a partner is identifying with who we are first. I think it's really hard to pick a partner and decide who you want to be with if you don't completely understand who you are and what your identity is. And I think that as from both sides of the table, with men and women, a lot of times we discover more about ourselves when we do engage in relations with other people. We discover what we will tolerate and what we won't tolerate. But what I've discovered about myself more specifically is I've learned to pick a partner based off of how relationships have failed in the past. And I've learned to pick that partner because I've grown as an individual and I've become more in tune with myself and identifying with the type of man that I am and the type of woman that I need. And sometimes we're in this this race to discover what we want rather than what we need. And what we discover in failed relationships is we weren't getting what we needed. And I think that if we spend more time searching in people for the things that we need to complement who we are rather than what we want and what complements the eye and meets our desire as it pertains to what we want, then we'll discover the proper way to select people. And I think that potential uh, is, I, I, I think that potential is, everybody has potential. And I think that we should focus less on potential and more on capacity. Do they have the capacity to be able to fulfill the needs that I have of them right now in my life?
That's real.
And if they
Uh,
don't have the capacity to be able to do that, then I am doing them a disservice by engaging in relationship with them because I am only going to disappoint myself because they don't have the capacity to fulfill the things that I need from them right now. And a lot of times we engage in people hoping that they will be better than who they were the day before, but sometimes that takes time. And you can never really gauge when a person will actually end up fulfilling the potential or if they ever do. And sometimes you may be the very thing that kinds to halt their potential. You may be the very thing in their way, or you may be
Mm.
their catalyst. You never know. But I look for people and their capacity. When I'm searching for who I want to know your family. I want to know how you grew up. I want to know who your counsel is, the people that you confide in when you're going through situations, because these are the types of people, these are the people that when we're going through things, you go to them. And what kind of counsel are they? Are they people that provide you sound counsel? Are they people that give you the truth rather than stuff that you just want to hear? I want to get to know these people. And a lot of times we spend so much time on the individual that we don't see the people and the environment that surround them. And then we discover that the person that we're with doesn't have a foundation. They don't have any support. They're disconnected from their family and they have no structure. They have no principles and they have nothing that they live by and they have nothing what they're striving for. And then when they get with you, you're everything that they need. You're everything that they are needing in order for them to make it from day to day.
You're feeling a
I'm getting into
void.
my own personal business now.
Yeah.
Uh,
no, dig in. Thank you so much. Because you hitting me in the core today. Not
but
because,
I think
But
that
that's real.
but no, it's when he said the capacity. I mean, I almost fell out of the live because um I had like my ex, the 1 10+ years, right? He told me because we have open dialogue, and that's one thing I did value was that. And he told me one time, like during our breakup, it was like, I can't give you what you want from me. And I used to think that was just so disrespectful. Like I thought that like how can you say something like that, right? But when Deacon was like, you know, do you have the capacity for what I need and things like that? Like I could be doing him. I can't. I technically can't get mad at that. He was actually very, very honest and transparent about that. And really, I will be, you know, making matters worse by expecting what he cannot give. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it was just that realization that if he doesn't have the capacity, then one, I mean, of course, that's not, he can't fill my needs. And also, I have to let him be where he's at, like, or just go on his journey, because I could be doing him a disservice too by just making him feel bad for where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to really understand that part too. So that was really deep. Eric, I really appreciate that.
I did also, and um I recently saw that she might not be the best example because she had been married 3 times and divorced 3 times, but she did say that when you decide to marry somebody, you need to ask yourself, are you okay with them where they are right now? And if they never change, if that person has cats and you hate cats, then you down the line that person might still have that cat in 10 years. Like, but she was very specific about, if are you gonna be okay with this person 20 years from now if they're the same person that they are today? And that made me, that kind of shifted how I pick people too. So that Eric reminded me of that.
Man,
That makes sense.
Eric Curry message every time.
I also want to say
It's Sunday.
the capacity.
Oh yeah, I was preaching earlier, so yeah, I'm still in that mode.
You in that mode, man? I get
I'm still in that mode. Yeah, I'm still there.
And Eric, I agree with you about that. But the capacity can change. And so when I was talking about my ex and the potential that I wish that she saw, it was a potential. I mean, it's what she was previously, and it was a downward spiral. And so it was watching the bad decision after bad decision, knowing that you're better this. It was watching the chaos and the destruction, seeing it consistently, and it becoming the normal behavior. And so it was like, I know who you are, and I know what you're capable of because you've shown me this consistently, and you're just doing all the wrong things now. Until it got to the point where it was, detrimental to everything that I was doing as well. So it was like, do I stay and let this person tear me down to places that I'm not willing to be, or do I just cut the ties?
facts. Finn. That's fact. I seen that too. Because I'm what's going on?
All right, Deacon, can you mute?
Am I still echoing? Am I good?
I think you're making.
Am I good now?
You still echo a little.
I'm echoing a little bit. Okay. All right. I'll
No, Finn, I seen that too, bro. Because I that's what I think I was holding on to, was that his original capacity, his original, like, form of himself. Like, okay, I seen the best of you, and then when I seen that his capacity shrunk and completely shrunk over the years to a point where, like, I feel like the capacity of love in his life is just almost could be depleted. Then that's when I was just like, okay, I'm just pulling on to nothing. Like, there's nothing at the end of the string. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming with that. Like, you do kind of hold on. We said potential, hold on to what you saw at first, that they get, that it was like a fantasy. They actually showed you the best of them, and then it just goes to, life happens, and then their capacity shrinks.
Yeah, and it was getting to the point of where they are with you not so much for you, but just because you feel a void of something that's hurting. So you're just filling the darkness and not actually bringing any light.
Right. Yeah. It's a pathway to destruction. Honestly, it's really like, it's just a straight shot to hell. Really, to me, that's what I've been through.
Straight shot. Because I started hanging out with people at the end of my marriage and taking ecstasy pills. and I had never done drugs in my life. So I just can't even imagine what I would have been doing if I would have just stayed.
Understood. Totally understand that.
That part, yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Also, AP.
You welcome.
No
Thank
doubt about it. So here's a question, because I myself have been in those type of situations, those type of desperations where it's like, hey yo, I didn't gave you so much. I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm a shell of the person that I was when I first got with you, and that was not the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm really damn near cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I'm just not going to be able to do it anymore. Hence my relocation to Texas, just so we're clear. But but
Mm-mm.
with
Girl.
that being said, I tried for every reason except me. It was not until I said, all right, Melissa, you got to think about you. Did I even think about the plan of that separation or relocating or packing? Because all before then, like Deacon said, I was listening to the influence of other people. I was comparing it to other things I had seen. People who I thought, okay, maybe you've dealt with this before. So how do you deal with this? Or how did you go through this with your husband? What made you stay? Because I ain't feeling it. Or whatever. I did allow people to counsel me, and that probably, extended my stay a week, month, year, 2, 5, whatever the case. But it really wasn't until I chose myself first that I recognized that I wasn't even who, like, legit had gained like 100 pounds. Like, I understand what I mean. Even when I was first married, when I got married at 19 years old the first time. I got married again when I was like 38, 39. I can't even tell you. May he rest in peace. Um, but my first time being married, I was 19 years old. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought, I was mature enough because that's what I wanted to do to get in it. But like you all have said, you grow. And the things that I thought that I wanted, which was to break a generational curse or to not be, not have children by different dads or whatever my ideologies were. As we were growing, instead of growing together, we were really growing apart, because what I thought I wanted is not what it was. What I thought I was saying I do to is not what I was trying to do. And what he felt like me saying I do to would make me submissive of, I wasn't for that. So all of that to say, yeah, we were growing together and apart at the exact same time. But again, it wasn't until with the last marriage that I was like, these are a couple of things that kind of give red flags that I've been forgiving for in times past, because I, like Deacon said, didn't even know how to preserve and value and appreciate me. So I would let other people give me those labels and internally diminish things of that nature. But do you think all of this, to ask a question too, do you think that is selfish, or what are your red flags that send you into that exit plan? Like, at what point does it click to you, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and shut this down? Or, like, how do you arrive to that place? At what point do you not feel like, oh, I'm giving up or I'm just being an ass? At what point do you take responsibility for yourself? And again, is that being selfish? Or what are your red flags that then click in to say, hey, look, I need an exit plan?
For me, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, I would love to answer this question. I think there's two sides to this, because if you go through it and then you end up on the other side of it, then it prepares you to know what to look for. And I think that we should all learn from moments where we had to remove ourselves from a toxic situation for which you were growing in one direction and the other person was going in another direction, and the union itself was breeding toxicity. I
Mhm.
think that when you discover that the person that you initially agreed to journey with is not journeying with you, and the friction between the both of you is toxic, meaning that it is harmful to the both of you, then it's probably best for y'all to have a discussion about how y'all proceed forth from that moment. And a lot of times, it's probably best for y'all to separate so that y'all can discover a place of safety so that the both of you can navigate to a place of growing without the toxicity. And I think that in order for us as human beings to be able to
Eric, you're cutting in and out, Eric. So I'm going to say this on top of what he just said. A quote, one of my favorite quotes that's on subject with this is from a dude named Aesop Rock, and he said, I think we should be together less forevermore before we become the severed heads of civil war. And when it gets to the point where the it's a battle every day in the house, and instead of hurting each other or getting physical with each other or tearing each other down or tearing each other apart, it might be a time to look reflectively at what's going on with it.
Sure. I like that. I think for me, um, I keep going back to my definition of love that I got from the book All About Love. It's over here. I will pull it up. But they said, someone that's committed to your spiritual growth. It's a whole lot that goes with that commitment. But I'm just really like intrigued by a person who's willing to work at this. Like, and when I feel like a person doesn't want to work with you anymore for the love that y'all have and doesn't want to, I mean, for the long term. I mean, like, this is not a race. This is a marathon. We're doing this for life. If you don't want to work at this with me, then it's time to go. I'm not doing the work by myself. And then also, I'm not going to beg you after the, because I've done that, but I'm not going to continue to, make you ask you for something that you don't want to do. So,
Yeah, I don't think it's selfish. In this day and age, right now, what we're dealing with is, that again, that's that stat that's brought up frequently. 80% of women file for divorce or leave relationships. Um, because and they're the men are calling those women selfish. Oh, it's supposed to be till death do us part. Men and they like to say, you know, some people go into marriage and they're with it no matter what's going on in the marriage, and some people just can't handle that. While it's being called selfish these days, I feel like it would be a disservice to the entire household for you to be completely depleting yourself or destroying yourself trying to make someone else happy or keep something together. Put what happens when you're pulling on a rope that's slipping out of your hands? Your hands are gonna burn. So you're gonna get scars. It's gonna hurt. And you holding on. Eventually, you're gonna lose your fingers after a little while. Then what? So I know it's being called selfish these days that people are leaving for their own personal because they're saying, oh, once you become once you get with someone, you become one. But I think that's unrealistic. As far as you can't I think it's just too much. I think it's too much for one person to bear if you're the only person that's working.
And what do you when you say the only person working, you mean like at the relationship, or you mean like working?
Yeah, if you're trying to hold it together, and you notice, and even when you're doing that, you're changing who you are. You're probably overlooking red flags. You're probably dealing with things that you hate because you're doing it for your family. In my case, I was doing it for my family or whatever the case is. But it takes two. It takes two. That's the old saying. It is never not going to take two. You can stick around, but there's no guarantee after a certain amount of time that that person's going to come around and listen or understand or correct their behaviors or anything like that while you're being damaged in the process. Because in the end, you're just going to be resentful. You're going to be like, why did I stay so long? That's what I've heard from most women that have, that stayed in marriages for 20 years. And they always say something like, oh, I should have left 10 years ago.
Hmm.
You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that the women y'all want it more. Y'all want the relationship. Y'all want the marriage, and the men that y'all attracted to. They say they want the same, but they really don't want. Not taking the leadership. They're not taking the man role of the relationship, and I think that's why a lot of relationships really don't pan out the way they supposed to pan out because they're not dealing with men that take ownership of their role or they in that position.
Hmm.
So then you have a lot of women that's been hurt, that's been damaged by these men that say they are men or say they're good men, but intentionally know that they don't have the capacity of dealing with a relationship. Go ahead, Don.
TK, you can leave again. Where the fuck did you come from with that? You-
Look,
That,
these
that
listen,
6 days
listen,
left
listen,
again.
listen.
God damn, where the
You
fuck did
listen.
Uh-uh.
You argue the fact, but the facts are the facts.
no, you a he woman man hater over here for some reason. Ooh, God damn,
Listen,
T.
Uh-uh.
Ooh, 50 has got an issue with accountability.
look, I'm
No, I
trying to
don't. I
tell
actually
you,
don't
men
have a.
give
I'm
up.
giving TK a hard time. I don't have an issue with accountability, April. I do hold people personally accountable for the actions and choices they make, and that goes with women. But what you do see a lot of this is that men are serious about the marriages, and men are in it for the long haul. And when you see the women leaving, the man was willing to work through it eventually. Not saying every time. I'm not saying yours was necessarily this way, and I'm not saying that you did something wrong by choosing to leave. I'm saying there are times when men put up with a lot of bullshit from these women and they should have left or could have left, or it would have been better for them personally if they left. But for the most part, when I see men get married, they are in it for the lifetime.
Go ahead, Don. I'm gonna rebuttal that, but go ahead, Don. Go off.
No, so you talked about that men not taking their position, their role as a leader and things like that and a provider. I feel like in my situation he just stopped. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's another aspect of it too. Like, yeah, they can take that leadership role, that provider role, that the role a man should take. But then sometimes they could change their mind, and that's I'm also learning that people can change their mind. It's you can't be mad. Well, you will be mad, but we technically can't be. I mean, he's a human being. He could change his mind, and he didn't want to be that.
But Don, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like that just wasn't that brother to begin with. It sounds like he did that because you wanted that. And you might not have said that, but he thought that's what you wanted. So he did it for as long as he could. Because when I tell you, like, men like my uncles and my fathers, the men that I grew up growing up with, they have been doing this, they have been being that role for 30 years, for all my life. So I think some people it just comes natural to. Some people they grow into it, and some people try their best to do it, and they just don't have the capacity to
Mm,
hold on to it forever.
I
But
can
see,
feel.
let
And
me let me say this real quick, Finn. Now, people get the wrong interpretation of love. People throw that love word around like it's a common word. Yes, it is a common word, but loving some
Now,
loving someone is loving that person the way that person want to be loved. And the
Mm,
thing is, you want to enjoy doing that because you love that person. So
mm,
if that person was this person for you, done, and he stopped, then he stopped loving you. Because the
yeah.
thing is, if he loves you, he want to make you smile. He want to make you happy. He want to
I
be
don't.
and do.
And
I
that
don't think so. That sounds more like a love language, TK. Because
no.
if we're gonna go, because if her love is based in acts of service or quality time or physical touch, and they stop doing that, she's gonna stop feeling that on her receiving end. But love has one definition, and I feel like it's closest to the definition that's what's in the Bible. And I'm not a Bible thumper, don't beat me up. But I feel like that definition of love, I think what you're talking about, TK, is your love language.
No, see, let me clear this up for you.
Yeah.
Okay, if I say I love you, what does that mean? What is your interpretation of love? Because the thing is, I can say I love you, but if I don't know how you want to be loved, then how can I say that I love you?
Right.
You have to know that person to love that person.
Yeah.
If I'm saying I love you, like I gave an example, said I love Tina, but you think that's the way Tina wanted to be loved?
No.
So
That is a terrible.
if you love someone, you have to figure out how do that person want to be loved.
Right.
You
Right.
know, because right now it's a team effort. Because it should be vice versa. That person should know how you want to be loved, and you should know how that person want to be loved. So that's why I'm saying love it's more than just it's a word. It's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
It's
work. I definitely agree with that.
I'm,
it's
I'm
more
gonna
than love language.
take the hot take here, and I'm gonna say, fuck love. I'll take loyalty over love any day because every person who's hurting me while hurting me has said, "Oh, I'm doing this out of love," or "I'm doing it
Okay,
because
and,
I
and, and,
love." And then,
So
and then
wait,
I'm
love and loyalty are two different things. Because how can I be
That,
loyal to you if I don't love you?
that's what
that-
21 Savage said. 21 Savage said that, and that's apparently they're different.
it is a different
Oh,
loyalty means is through that hard time, through the hard times. Like like April said, her uncles and stuff like that have been these men for 30 plus years, and it's like it's a part of them. The reason that it's a part of them and they're able to do that is because they have the loyalty of that woman that stayed there for those 30 years. And so you don't think that they've had 4 or 5 years of hard times. They have, but that woman chose to be loyal. And so the love can come and go.
Okay.
You can absolutely hate a motherfucker and live with them. You can despise looking at them, not want to talk to them, don't want to be in the same room and share a household and a bed with them. But the loyalty comes is regardless of these emotions that I feel in this moment, I'm staying and we're working through it. That's where the loyalty is different than the love, because the love can come and go like emotions do. And so
okay. I can understand that happy medium.
I do.
However, in the definition of things, love is love and hate is the opposite because it is the absence of love. So I feel like in that capacity, I can't hate you and be loyal to you. Because at that point, anything that has to do with your well-being in any capacity means that I have to have a certain love for you.
well then I'm a
So that's why I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying in my capacity.
I'm
I
just gonna
Melissa exclusive.
I'm gonna
Can't
clarify.
be loyal to you and I hate you.
I'm going to clarify that when I say hate the person, I'm not saying that you actually hate or want bad things to happen to them. I'm going to change from hate to dislike extremely or not want to participate in their life at the moment. So you can wish them the best and wish them well, but you don't want to be active in what's going on in their life in the moment.
And I agree, but how can I do that unless I have some type of love for you? Even it's unconditional love.
But I get
I love my enemies. The Bible even says at that point,
I don't
we're
believe in
Bible thumpers,
unconditional love.
but love your enemy. So yeah, I mean,
there's no such thing as unconditional love. That's not a thing.
That's right, and
That's true. That's true.
It isn't for me anyway. I'm
That's
not on that level.
I give you on that, bro.
love,
It sounds pretty, but it's not real.
Conditions. There are conditions for my love.
That's
correct.
Fact. That's fact.
I don't disagree. For me,
I get what you're saying on that, fan, because I heard that y'all heard Michelle Obama talk about Obama
I sure did. I was thinking about that while he was talking.
Like you're for like, cause I see where you're going with that thing. Cause like she said she hated. I think she said that she hated Obama.
No, she said it was like 10 years out of the marriage that she didn't like him at all.
Yeah.
But
But
a certain amount of work they have, just things that people leave marriages for now as that comes with marriage and things like that, or the commitment and things like that, which I was understanding that because I kind of want to get to that level of just understanding with a partner, because I know it's going to be hard. It's not going to always be easy. It's not going to be like I like you every day. And
I know for the perfect example of my relationships that I've witnessed was my parents. And my parents went through like a 10-year period of a very rough patch where I didn't know if they were gonna survive it. And so seeing the loyalty that they had for each other through the emotions that they were feeling, through the disappointments and everything, they stuck it out and have done 30 plus years as well in their relationship.
and I just want to put this in there with because exclusive. Um, she she kind of I kind of feel her too because at the same time, while I'm with you, and you want loyalty, or I might still love you, or I don't think I could love somebody and be there caring about them like fully, because then my emotions are hardwired to my vagina. Look here, so you're not finna be getting no sex, no nothing from me, because then I'm gonna shut off. Don't touch me. But that's how I work. So I understand her aspect of it, because like what she was trying to describe, because for some women it is like that too. Like I don't know if I'll be able to, and that's another thing. Like I think that's why a lot of men complain about sexless marriages, is because they've reached that patch in their marriage where their wife is still there. She's still going through the motions. She's still working. She's still paying bills. Y'all are still communicating, but ain't nothing happening after 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of, I think it's hard for some women to do both. And that's why they end up leaving. Or that's why a man ends up cheating, or vice versa. Because yeah, she's gonna be loyal. She might stay around for her family, but she don't love you. She not like you, so she might not even be physically attracted to you anymore.
Shoot, I feel like I'm built for this. I really
Well,
do.
I mean, let's just state the fact that women cheat more than men because women have more opportunity to cheat than men do. So
Go ahead, Don.
Go ahead, Don. I want to hear what she was gonna say.
I said for me, I feel like I'm built for this. I feel like I can put in that work, and I feel like I can deal with a person through the ups and downs. I feel like the type of love that I have, you gotta really come with it, because it's not like a war thing. It's more so like it's an effort thing. I put in like 100 and 1,000% of effort. I feel like that's intimidating for people because they don't feel like they want to put that work in. They think it's supposed to be easy all the time, or I'm supposed to be. I don't know what they expect from love. But I know it's not gonna always be easy. I'm really built for this. So.
Well, Don, you know one thing I hear different from you than I hear from most women, especially your age, is you say I talk to the man to see what he needs from me, and so you listen and you actually actively look at what that person that you're in a relationship needs from you, which I commend you on, because I hear a lot of women saying, well, it's not on me to figure out what he wants, or it's not on me. What do you mean? What do I offer? What am I bringing? I'm the prize. And I hear you saying, no, I have to look at this human being and see what I'm giving them in return. And
yes.
I commend you on that.
That is. I remember. Go ahead, Don.
I was just saying thank you. I love you, fam. Always.
No doubt. I had a conversation with a guy once that was a reality of that, Finn. And it was like when we first started, whatever, dating, courting, whatever you want to call it, I was the person who was the most talkative. I would talk and talk and talk, or I would be just introducing myself and unfolding my life and all the important parts that I thought, two people that were trying to get to know each other would. And I kind of noticed and kind of did not notice that he would just be kind of quiet and nonchalant about it. I would ask him a million questions, but it was almost like pulling teeth, right? Then push that forward to probably like 6 or 7 months later. I get a phone call from this same gentleman. He's like, "Hey, can I tell you something?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Today I decided that I think I'm in love with you, or I think I love you." He said, "And I'm going to be honest. Half the shit that you have told me about your life, I was paying it no attention because I wasn't even thinking about you in that capacity. I wasn't interested in knowing all of your backstory that you told me. However, comma, I want to know everything from scratch." And he started asking me questions to the point that he became the one that was more talkative than I. I was probably still mad for that revelation. But still, with that being said, it was like that was a reality check for me because I never even asked. I just figured we're spending time together. It seems like, we're going here or we're going in that direction. So I just started unpacking me, but never checked to see if we were growing in the same direction. I'm glad he finally caught up for what it was, but yeah, I was full throttle and never even thought to myself, "Hey, yo, are you going at the same speed as me? Are we both, or am I just taking the fuck?" I never paid attention, but I respected the honesty.
Right. Right.
Yeah, those things are hard to figure out when you're dealing with somebody that's brand new because you don't know unless you ask. Um, so, you can go in pouring, 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 and pouring, and that person is like, "Hey, I just want to go with the flow." That's like what they like to say. So, yeah, it's hard to tell that though. Exclusive, it's real hard these days.
Hey, TK, you turn the club lights on. You saying that it's time to go?
Yeah, he even turned the club lights on.
You said, "Hey, man, cut it
Look,
off."
You ain't got to go home,
hey,
but
Last
Shut,
call.
go
look,
ahead and call Tyrone, Slim.
shut down.
look.
Shutting us down.
I seen this. It's about that time. It's about that time. But you
Well,
know
you
what?
guys.
I'm gonna say shout out to everyone that came up on here. Finn, exclusive, the did it done. April,
Eric.
Eric Curry. No, appreciate you for stepping up and coming up on here. We started out kind of crazy. Hey, we never know what we gonna see up on here. Hey, so y'all will be entertained. Are y'all not entertained?
No, y'all
Hey,
was.
that's my best impression here.
Are
But
you not
hey, but
entertained?
y'all
I love that
look,
movie.
we here. Look, y'all got yourself, TkDaPoet, Himothy, you know, live in effect. But appreciate y'all for stepping out. Hey, Poetry Life have a lot of stuff going on. We have look, we got some crazy stuff in work. Hey, September, hey, it's going down. We're gonna have our event in September. Hey, the flyers are coming, the commercials are coming, the people that's gonna be involved is coming. Hey, we're gonna make this a whole event. So y'all gonna turn out, and see what Poetry Life has to offer. It's going to be in September, but all the details will be provided shortly. But hey, we here. We have the champion of Portugal, like Ben the Human. He's in the building. Yeah, he here.
I,
We got exclusive with the exclusive work. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead, Ben. Go off, Ben.
I only got muted 3 times tonight. Personal record for the Real
Three.
Talk Show. Personal
Hey,
record, 3 times muted.
hey,
He going hard.
sometimes it be like that, man. Hey, it be like that. But we have
I'm
the
talking
rising.
about it was only 3 times. I'm talking about that's my personal record. Only 3 times.
Hey, I mean, hey, you doing better. You doing good. You doing good. Hey, you doing good. Hey, well, April with the heart emojis. Shout out to April. No, but I appreciate you jumping on here, giving y'all your piece. And people that want to get up on here, hey, we'll be here Friday and Sunday. Friday, Portrait After Dark, and Sunday, Real Talk with Poet. But tomorrow is 10 for your cap. Hey, we got a
Mm-hmm.
special topic that we're talking about. We're talking about how sports are rigged, how the NBA is rigged, how the NFL. Hey, don't block us, but we only can speak through. This shit is staged. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow, though. But shout out to everyone. I want y'all to give y'all handles before we go ahead and get out of here. We're gonna start with Finn the Human. It's on you.
And I'm Finn the Human. You can catch me on Facebook at Phineas Scientist White. And then if you come on Real Talk, man, not too much on the human, man. Not too much on me.
Not too much on the guy.
All right. And we got exclusive. Go ahead. Shout out your handle.
What's going on, y'all? I am your girl Exclusive. You can find me on Facebook under Melissa the Exclusive. You can find me on TikTok under Exclusive Rain. You can find me on Instagram under Melissa the Exclusive. You can find me in Poetry Life, period. So you might as well come over. I am also your host every Friday for Poetry After Dark, where we get together and we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it's about showcasing your talent. So whether you rap, spit bars, you sing, you do spoken word, you do poetry, pop up here and sit in the lounge with us and kick it. Tell us where your creativity juices come from. We love to listen and learn. But with all that being all of that being said, again, my name is Exclusive. I keep it 100 because anything less is somebody else.
And we have the did done. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the dawn like the morning sun, y'all. You can catch me on my Instagram at Adonis, Adones with 3 S's. You can catch me on Facebook at Adonis Wilburn. And then my YouTube channel is where I will be at with more music reaction videos at Awakening 222. That's my brand. And I basically just advocate for holistic health. And also Poetry Life, Black Room Media is the YouTube channel. So subscribe, and that's where you catch all our lives.
That's a fact. And we're going to end with Finn the Human. Hey, we got to give us a poem. I want to hear that. I was made from stardust. That's one of my favorites. I was made from stardust. You got to hit that hole for me one time.
All right. I am made of stardust. The comments on my cousins. The hardest objects in existence share the qualities of the resilience of my substance. My chemical makeup is pure and rare in form. Every syllable of my name has the ability to tame even the scariest pterodon. Even as a pawn, I protect the king I am. I keep a pocket full of roses I can ring around. Through the ashes, I've accomplished more than Martin Luther could dream about. My thoughts nailed to the doors of freedom to think out loud. I walk hand in hand with my brethren in honor of what Luther King Jr. used to preach about. I've done things in the light that darkness refuses to speak out loud. But I'm a modest. I've been beaten and broken. I've had my wings been off of those feet for the hopeless. I've ridden next to the apocalypse. I've greeted death with arms open. I know the gravity of the situation when the pressure starts to close in. I've used helplessness as an arduous muse through smoke flurries, and I stepped out alive. And you were made of stardust too, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Come to him.
Let's go.
So don't worry.
No,
hey, y'all already know what it is. It's Poetry Life. Hey, catch us tomorrow with 10 for your cow. And also catch us Friday, Poetry After Dark. Then we're going to remix it again Sunday. We'll talk with the poets. Hey, y'all already know what it is. It's TkDaPoet. Y'all already know. So you got to. If I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it, and we out.